So yeah, those documents are in the document section on the very bottom. One's for the RDP, and then one is for just your example lab. Unfortunately, I was unable to get in, and I have all the VMs made up for everybody, but in order to allow you guys in, I have to add you into each one's like local admin. And for some reason, when I go in to get into them, it just went every time I tried to get into them, it wouldn't let me get in to add you guys. So I'm not sure if it's had anything to do with some of the stuff that went on yesterday with, you know, because we had some outages at CWI. I'm sure you guys saw that with Blackboard and some other things. Or if it's just they accidentally forgot to put me into a user group because I'm relatively new as far as some of the staff go. So I wrote a help to them, and unfortunately, since it's Friday, I haven't heard anything back. And when I wrote, so they're out there, and at least you have them, but unfortunately, they're not available. You can't actually RDP into them, which kind of defeats the purpose. So, okay, let me share this RDP document with you. Let's see, there we go. Can you guys see that okay? I tried to blow it up so it was easier for you guys to see it. Now, when they first create your username and password, it is a generic password. I am not going to say what it is on here because these are public recordings, and I really don't think you guys want someone out there just messing with your stuff, and I really don't want that either. So I will let you guys know what they are via secure email. So I really, really recommend that as soon as you log in, you change that password. So where you see that Hyper-V XX, the XX will be the number, and ours are, let me stop sharing for just a second. I believe that ours start in the 200s. And I just started assigning them based off of our roster. So let me go look really quickly. I think 223 is like the top one. They originally gave me some different ones, but then realized, oops, they overlapped with one of the other instructors. So thankfully we hadn't. Oh yeah, 223 is going to be, so where it says Hyper-V, let's see. There we go. That Hyper-VXX, you type in Hyper-V and then the number that I give you. And then that number is your individual server where your VM, you get to play with it. It's all you. I will have access to it so I can go in and look at stuff. So if you have a problem, I'll be able to remote in and we can look at it together. But I won't mess with anything unless you're like, hey, I need help. You know, that's the only reason I have access to it is because I'm an administrator and I will have to go in. These platforms are what we're going to use for your hands-on final. So I will have to go in and look at it after the fact and grade, you know, your work. But before we get there, I want you guys to be able to have me come in and look at stuff. So this is how you go in. And you go into the remote desktop. They really did a good job on this because I was able to step right in and get in. You go in, open up you search for RDP on Windows, and it'll bring up your remote desktop connection. Click Advanced, go to Settings, and then this section over here is the stuff you need to fill out. You'll have to click down on the Use These RD Gateway Server Settings, and then the RDGW. And make sure you see that there are two I's in there. It's CWI-INST for CWI instruction is what it was .com. That's what that's for. And then you'll have to check that use my RD gateway credentials for the remote computer. So anywhere you see the little yellow around it, that's something that you're going to have to click or change. And then you click OK, and it'll ask you for your credentials. Your usernames are first initial, last name. Mine's different because I'm an administrator, obviously, and then it'll be the password that I give you guys, and then it'll bump you in there. So if you give me a second. This, are you talking about this particular document? This document's on Blackboard under documents. Yeah. And then let me stop sharing so I can show you the other document. I swiped this one from Mandy because sorry, I have a sister named Mandy, and then there's Mindy, and they're both network admins, and it just every once in a while I keep switching them around. Okay, so this the networking lab here, she stepped it out really well. So I put it on there because it shows you how to go through and install Hyper-V on your server. And I thought that way you guys could see, and she has a bunch of other labs that she made up for her people that will show you guys step by step. As you can see, like, she's very detailed, which I like because that's how I make labs too. But she's already got these all nice and pre-prepped for us. So she's got everything out here all the way out to doing virtual switches and everything else. There's how you do your virtual switches. There's another virtual machine. And then this one, even she goes through with the Windows 2019, not just 2016. So yeah, you can see that. So these two documents, sorry, ow, cat claw in the thigh. They are, if you didn't see, they are on Blackboard under where we have course documents all the way at the very bottom, CWIINST, and then the Hyper-V install example lab. Those are the two that I'm talking about right now. So if you give me just 1 second, I will connect via RDP so that, yep, good. I still have my connection listed on there. I just have to look up one thing because I'm one of those people that has to use a password manager because I like the Mondo passwords. Let me get connected here so you can see what it should look like once you get connected. And even though I'm on fiber, I'm using my laptop, which is a slower connection than it would be if I was using something like my hardwire connection. And it was pretty fast, like it's already connected. So I think it's the new way that they set stuff up. Originally, they had to use kind of this janky setup, which is why they redid it over the summer. We have our own specialized domain and everything so that you guys can get in there now. Okay, so this is what you should see once you log in. Windows, all of them have 2016, Server 2016 already pre-installed. So you guys can just go in and start working with it and messing about. So as you can see, you just log in and boom, there you are on there. And you have access to your Windows administrative tools, so you can see that as well. So yeah, it's surprisingly easy to get in. The biggest problem I had wasn't anything with the stuff that you guys had. It's an administrative problem. And I think they just like if you guys have dealt with anything that has to deal with admin, I think someone just forgot to hit a checkbox somewhere. So yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, it might be from one of the many places that we have there that we've seen that server manager screen over and over and over again, and I can guarantee that we're going to see it again. Yeah, so sorry. So yeah, that's really it. Is I just wanted to Yeah, oh no, I am not going to make you guys do Windows 8. I am not a sadist. I hated Windows 8. Like 7, yeah, but I was never happier than when they did away with Windows 8. I hated that operating system so much. Not quite as much as Vista, but it was up there. Okay, so are there any questions about, yeah, Vista's really terrible. Are there any questions about that for right now, that you could, at least you can see the documents, you can see what you need to do, and I will send out, as soon as we get them actually assigned to people, I will send out an email to everyone that says, hey, this is your machine number, and it'll have the password, the default password, and just a reminder, reset your password as soon as you log in. So that's going to be a document that you'll get as soon as we get this. Stop, my goodness. I had like a double cat assault from two sides. No, that's why I want you guys to change your passwords. Change the passwords, and please do not mess with each other's machines. I will be angry if you mess with each other's machines. I just had to stop myself from swearing there. That will incur wrath on my behalf, so don't do it.
So we can't prank each other's machines, but
Exactly.
so I like I've never really messed with the Hyper-Vs or anything like that, and one of the things I've always learned is try and solve something at the lowest level before taking it up. So if I was having an issue that someone else had succeeded with, would I be able to allow them access to my machine so that they could see if they
If
could
you
figure it
want
out?
to do, yeah, I have no problem with you guys helping. Is the only thing that you can't help each other with is the hands-on final. Up to that point, go nuts. You can help each other, you can walk through stuff. Just be aware that once you guys share those passwords, you know that each other's passwords, and I'm going to reset them before the final yes. Because I want you guys to be able to just mess with them. And there's a whole bunch of really cool labs that Mindy put together that I'm going to dump the documents for, so you guys can get an examples of how she walked through them. And then I'm going to start walking through those on Fridays, just so you guys have a little bit of extra get in there, get your feet wet, mess around type stuff. But we won't go through all of them, but I'll have them out there because they just have some really, really good step-by-step instructions on them. She is an excellent networking person. So I highly suggest, if you ever decide you want to throw extra classes in and you want networking stuff, Mindy, let me go look at her last name. Young, I think. Yeah, Mindy Young. Mindy Young is a really, really good networking teacher. So, yeah, and please don't set your password to password. But yeah, if you want to work with each other on these, I have no problem with that. If you're like, hey, I'm trying to do XYZ, and someone else is like, oh, hey, this is how I fixed it, and they want to remote in and show you, I don't care. You can go ahead and do that. I am all about sharing resources until you get to that point where I have to reset it for the hands-on final. And I will warn you 24 to 48 hours before I reset those, because I don't want to reset it when someone's, playing with it. So for right now, they're just so you guys can mess with them, and you can learn, and you can, you have the kind of the neutered Gwen, my password will be admin. Oh, that happens so often, it's not even funny. Or welcome, or anyway, you can go out and you can try those instead of having just the neutered Cengage ones where you only get to click on a couple of things. You can go, hey, I want to know, I did this in Cengage, but I kind of want to know how to do a little more. And well, you can actually go out and see the full functionality of it. And the nice thing is that those VMs, after you have them and we do your final, I can just reset them, and you can use them again for our other classes. They can be yours for the rest of the cohort. So you can use them in, let's see, next semester you guys have 255, 257, and 252. So ethical hacking, forensics, and there's programming. So the ethical hacking one, there's some Kali Linux stuff that you could do. You could spin up a VM on there and do a Kali box. You could run Kane on there, but that one is such a pain. I actually went away from it. So there's a lot of different things that you can do, and we'll reset them at the end of the semester. And then at the end of spring semester, I'll say, hey, do you want me to leave them? I can reset them and you guys can use them for your to work on with your summer projects as well. So that's kind of the nice thing going forward. Okay, are there any questions about this very short informational thing that we have for tonight, or anything else from the week? No? Okay. All righty. So just to recap, documents are out there. Take a look. I will shoot emails out as soon as everyone gets stuff assigned to them. And other than that, I want you guys to make sure you finish your work from this week. Please. I don't want anybody falling behind on the first week, especially when the first week is so light compared to the others. Yeah, there's only 2 modules during the first week. So there's 5 next week. I highly suggest that you go in and do some stuff a little ahead. If you've already gotten those 2 modules done, it wouldn't hurt. And then they'll have the test and stuff available next week. So anyway, you guys have a great weekend. And if you have any questions, please just get with me and we'll get you guys through this. Okay. Have a great night.